When you're blue and kinda lonely too, you'll find a smile will go a long, long way. Though you're down, don't sit around and frown. A little smile will go a long, long way. Never grieve, just try to make believe the sky is blue, although you know it's gray. Don't you find it's just a waste of time? You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.
Welcome to another Ron and Jen's Great Escape podcast. I'm Ron St. Pierre, and that is Jen Brian. And
Stinky Steve.
And Stinky Steve and Nana.
Yeah.
I only have maybe half an hour because I got to get to my part-time job as a crossing guard.
Yeah, you do.
I get the Halloween look today.
No,
Halloween.
Well,
Halloween look.
you know what? Can we start the show off with this? Because I just want to ask you. Well, first of all, how you been?
You want to ask me
I want
something?
to ask you, how you been this week?
Up and down,
Yeah, I
like the
know.
stock market.
The stock market,
Yeah.
right? I heard, and I don't know if this is true, that they're going to release Hocus Pocus Part 2, which I can't wait to see.
Much filmed here.
Yeah, I love the first one. On October 31st, on Halloween. Now, if you're trying to get the most out of people, because Halloween, November 1st, you turn the corner, and then you're straight into Thanksgiving and Christmas mode. I mean,
So what are you saying? Release it earlier than that?
yeah, why wouldn't you release that film on October 1st and get a gazillion views? Or unless they think, like the first one, it's just going to be famous, popular for the next 25 years.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Isn't that so?
I would have gotten a little momentum.
Yeah,
I
get
think
out in front of that.
October 1st.
Get it out there, like, September 25th, the earliest. So
And plus, people are doing stuff on Halloween.
Yeah.
And that's not going to the movies.
I don't know, but I
don't know either.
because it's like you have one day to do something after Halloween, after October 31st. No more Addams Family, no more whatever.
No
more Beetlejuice.
No, you're rolling right into Thanksgiving.
It's all the next holiday season, right?
I agree.
I
that makes no
thought
sense.
That was weird.
They didn't consult us.
They didn't.
No.
They don't. So that's why we're back with Poop Like a Champion and Stinky Steve.
And Stinky Steve
Stinky Steve.
and Nana, of course. Let's see, locally.
What you got, bro?
Aren't you surprised it took this long for this to happen? In North Kingstown, the school superintendent, Philip Auger, resigned, effective immediately, did so last week, saying in a statement that as the community investigates the actions of former high school boys basketball coach Aaron Thomas.
The fat test guy.
That's the guy who was getting away with fat tests. They said
test.
this was going on for 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years.
20 years. And the thing about this story is, this is the thing about it that bothers me. So many people are getting behind the coach, Coach Thomas on this. But then these guys, these who were young men,
kids,
some of them still now and back then, say, no, hold up. It was weird. It was in a back room. I had to get naked. I didn't have my trunks on, and he put his face near my privates, right?
Yeah.
When he was fat testing me, okay. And he was breathing hard. And, so, I don't know.
What more do you need? You need to run to the dictionary and look up, what kind of activity that might be classified as.
I in today's world, though, you are innocent until proven guilty, but geez, come on.
Yes, the other was,
Just say.
He used to call it was referenced as Napoleonic justice, which is guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes nowadays. For some people.
Seems it.
Yeah.
Oh, another national black eye for us. At a time when it should have been celebratory.
Yeah.
Some brouillon in the stands at the Bryant College basketball game. Bryant won, so they get to go. They won their conference, so they get an invitation to the big dance, the tournament. But while it should have been a celebratory moment, at the very end of the game, big fight broke out, melee. People are videoing it. It goes up. Yeah. It's up on national podiums, or whatever you want to call it, podiums, national platforms. And another black eye. And this kid, Connor Gleam of Raynham, Massachusetts, charged with disorderly conduct and obstructing an officer, an execution of duty, according to state police. So. Another black eye for us, as our friend Lou Pullman would say. Another reason we suck.
Well, no, yeah, but the thing is, though, Ron, that's so yesterday's news. And what I mean by what's the next thing? People are so on to the next thing so quickly now. I really think that's why the fat test guy and all of that story has, and that superintendent was able to stay on for that long, because people just turn the corner super quick.
Yeah.
They're just so myopic.
Yep.
And what does it affect my life? What does it mean to me? Oh, it has nothing to do with me. Next. It's not like when we had 3 stations back in the day when we have 6, you had ABC, CBS, NBC, 38, 25, and Channel 2. And, that was it.
Yep.
That was it.
No internet.
No
nothing. Cell phones.
I mean, so now all this news is just, it's
Next.
desensitizing us.
Yeah. Next.
Seriously.
Next.
Yeah.
Hey, the dunk might have a new name.
Oh, swell.
That's big news.
What's it going to be?
I don't know. Downtown.
The Steve Cass Coliseum.
It's going to be whoever wants
you like
to.
That? I like that.
I'm sure he'd like it.
Yeah.
It's going to be whatever or whomever ponies up the most dough.
Money. Yeah, that's
it.
right.
That's it. So it's going to be something
Hasbro?
else. No, I don't think Hasbro wants to put a brand on there, because they might be pulling out. Remember that big rumor? So,
yeah.
CVS is probably a good candidate for something like that. Big Pharma,
The
But
CVS.
Listen, Dunkin' Donuts, that's been up there a long time, hasn't it? The naming rights for a long time. They bought the naming rights to the center, 21 years ago. Wow. A deal then valued at $8.65 million over the course of 10 years. The last time they ponied up, when they renewed it, was only $500,000 a year. So, I mean, really, what is the value of labeling a stadium?
Well, look at SoFi. I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, people pay $1 gazillion to have their name on something. And so, I mean, I guess it must be, it must work.
It must be beneficial, but
don't you
I
think?
don't know. I mean, because the Providence Civic Center was named the Dunk for Dunkin' Donuts, does that mean people are going to rush out and buy donuts because they've been exposed to that?
It just makes you think of it right away. You think dunks. I don't know. It's but this is why some things make it and some things don't. The so-and-so halftime show brought to you by Poise Pads. You'll never hear that.
No.
Brought to you by Vagisil.
Wasn't it the Houston Astros Stadium when it first opened? Wasn't that Enron Field? And then all of a sudden there's a huge oil spill, and it's like, no.
I mean, it's just.
I think we're out. No mas. No. And of course, what's everybody talking about? The subject of the high prices of gasoline as it continues to just soar, and it's getting closer to $5 each and every minute that ticks by. And, I started to think about the trickle-down effect of that, and you and I were talking about that off the air last week. And, boy, it's just going to impact so many different things. Not just the food you buy.
Everything.
Not just the food you buy.
Everything.
Not how often you're going to be, out there with your car and filling up. But, I mean, it's got such a trickle-down effect.
Yes.
Think of what's going to, the trickle-down effect
just
come
shopping.
spring. Yep.
It's going to affect, where you go, how
shipping.
you spend your money, shipping.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to affect the people involved. I mean, I don't know if people are going to pay their employers more, or if they're going to have to lay people off because their costs are running so high, and the people that are left are going to have to do more. I don't know, but this is no, and this is the thing that's bugging me about all of this. You've got the president. I can't do anything about it, and he just turns and heads away.
No, I don't think that he's done that.
No, he does. He says the other day, "I can't. It's Russia's fault." The quote was, "I can't do anything about the gas prices right now. It's Russia's fault." And off he goes into another meeting. AOC was asked the other night on her way to dinner, what do you think about Americans that are suffering? Now, she's always willing to stand in front of any camera anywhere. What does she do? Turns and beelines it for the restaurant. And then there's, I can't remember her name, Jennifer Granholm, I think is her name. And she's part of Biden's big team. I can't remember what her exact title is. I should know, but I don't. She's the environmental goddess. Let's say that.
The green goddess.
The green goddess. And when asked, well, what do you think about Americans? She said, well, if you own an electric car, you wouldn't be feeling the pinch of this gas price problem.
What a brouillon.
What a douche thing to say, though.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, there's no charging stations. Second of all, the price of a new car, not being electric or hybrid, is $52,000 to $57,000 for a new car.
Mm-hmm.
For a new car right now. Who can afford that? And then you have to go and deal with charging your car, getting a charge port in your home. Ron, it's so maddening because basically you guys are stupid. We've got to wean you off the gas, and we'll all the elites, you guys will figure it out.
Let them eat cake.
Yeah, what the heck?
Let them eat cake.
Douche wasn't nice, but I'm sorry.
As spring approaches, and of course summer right around the corner, the trickle-down effect, think about that. Look, landscapers, imagine the how much they're shelling out to put, to gas up those big trucks they got to carry the equipment with. So that's going to get passed down to you. Anything you can do, anything fix it projects you might have.
Lumber, forget about it.
Forget about it.
You know how expensive lumber is.
Forget about it.
Crazy.
Handyman costs.
Ball games.
Forget about that.
Who's going to be able to go to a ball game?
I'm not going to any ball games.
Ball games.
We'll get into the fact that baseball finally came to an
ball
agreement.
Games.
We'll get into that, but and of course the Staples, a lot of trickle down.
Who's going to drive to the beach?
That's another great point.
Who's going to go to all this tourism?
Yep.
I mean, honestly, are people going to spend $100, or $75 one way if you happen to live in Woonsocket, or let's say Burville, you want to go to a nice beach in the summer? You can't go.
People are going to change everything they do now based on their driving habits, too, as spring and summer approaches. And, we do our radio show every Friday, shameless plug, on 1540 WADK 101.1 FM and streaming wherever you are. And I'm talking wherever you are. On WADK.com, and I think about Newport and how much they rely on tourism come the summertime. And it's like, wow. Yeah, I think people will still I think people are going to get clever and find a way to still enjoy themselves, but everything's going to change. Carpooling, whatever, because this is here to stay.
Yeah.
This is here to stay. I mean, you're never going to see. I never say never, but in this case, I'm going to say never. You are never going to see gas under $3 a gallon ever again. In the United States.
I don't know. I think that if there ever is a time when there's a Republican president, the first thing that he or she will do is reverse what Biden reversed on the Trump administration, which is a Keystone pipeline.
I don't really think that would have as big an impact as a lot of people think.
It would, but not right away. That's the thing. A lot of people are saying that. But why do you think gas prices were? I mean, to blame everything on Russia when gas prices were going up and up and up.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, before the conflict. Mm-hmm. And so this is the other thing that you're hearing now. It's Russia's fault, everything. So a Fox News guy, a reporter, asked Jen Psaki the other day, so are you guys just going to keep blaming everything on Russia until you can't blame it on Russia
anymore? That's a pretty good question.
She was not happy with that question.
Psaki.
Yeah. So it was, there are lots of not unpleasant back and forths if you watch her press briefings daily.
We're going to let people see behind the curtain here for just a second. Can you just lean forward and tell me what the computer is telling us right now? Because
sure. Well,
I don't want to leave my perch. Is it a warning of some sort? Are we in trouble?
Your disk is almost full.
Okay.
Save space by optimizing storage.
Yes. Okay. So hopefully this whole thing will record.
Well, if it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever.
No. Okay.
Who cares?
You took a look. TSA extends the face mask mandate again, April the 18th at the least. I think that I'm never getting on a plane ever again without a face mask.
Oh yeah,
just not going to do it.
I'll wear a mask on a plane, but probably nowhere else.
It's funny because you used to always see folks of Asian ethnicity always masked up. Every plane I ever got on, and I was sort of I'm like, how come they're always masking up? That's what they do there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so now I'm masking up no matter what.
Wow, see,
I'm masking up no matter what.
Yeah, evidence that they knew that it was coming.
Yes.
Because everything originates overseas.
Oh my God! Here she goes. That's a black helicopter impression, by the way.
Well, it wasn't a bat, by the way.
No.
And the bat ate pig guts and flew into a market, and the guts of the pig had the COVID.
Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Makes perfect sense.
It's more likely that COVID came from Stinky Steve.
Or from eating that cereal.
Or from eating poop like a champion.
Before we throw it to Jen's news, don't forget the Spring Forward coming up this weekend, right? It's already happened because this podcast drops on a Wednesday, so hopefully you changed the clocks, because if you didn't, well, you're late for everything, or early.
Unless you have a smartphone. If you have anything smart in your home, then you should be okay. That's one clock will be accurate. At least one. But if you're a millennial, I guarantee if you hired millennials, one of them, tons of them. Oh, I didn't know. My parents didn't set the.
I know, my parents.
It's
Russia's fault.
They're 35. Yeah, it's Russia's fault.
Blame it on Russia. Sorry, I'm late for work.
That's a good idea.
Sorry, I'm late for work, but it's Russia's fault.
I'm going to blame everything on Russia.
And we'll toss it to Jen's news, and we'll be after you do your news, we'll talk Major League Baseball because they came to reached a deal, and apparently we're going to have a full season.
Oh, just in time for Jen's news.
And there's Hazel. Hazel has arrived.
Come here. Do you want to come?
Hazel est arrivée,
She
as they
does
say.
not want to say hello, but
in Gay Paris.
Today's Jen's news is brought to you by Hazel.
By Hazel.
That's it. But you want to come up here real quick?
She's doing much better. She had a rough week.
Poor Hazel.
I think
She's such a good girl.
She ate something. Didn't agree with her.
She did. And I usually have a theme song, but I'm serious. Listen to the radio show. I have a really good one.
All right. Are you sticking with daylight savings?
I think so,
right.
because I didn't understand this. Experts urge Congress, everyone, to switch country to daylight saving time permanently. The country should say the country.
Well,
I thought they were actually saying,
maybe the Journal
the country folk.
Maybe it was the Providence Journal people who.
Most Americans will be switching their clocks forward 1 hour on Sunday, which you already should have done, and members of a House Energy and Commerce subcommittee and a variety of experts.
A variety of experts. Nice.
Stinky Steve could be on that panel. Say it's time for the country to stop switching times. Law professor Steve Calandrillo testified before the House Consumer Protection and Commerce subcommittee and said that while saving energy was the original justification for daylight saving, it's no longer as strong as it used to be, but it still does save energy. Another argument for ending the time switching was the harm it has on your physical health. It's 1 hour.
Well, can't early darkness lead to some kind of depression too?
Well, there's seasonal affective disorder, which I think more people have these days because of everything going on in the world, and the blahs you have of March and before spring,
right.
February, March.
February blahs. Yeah.
I don't know though. I mean, you would think that the mental health issues would be the strife in the Ukraine, or the fact that
inflation.
A box full of 8 animal heads was found last week in Colorado.
Again, inflation.
Yeah, inflation.
8%.
Or your portfolio.
8% from last year. 8%.
Yeah.
And climbing.
I don't know. I don't think daylight savings time is the.
No. It's Russia's fault.
Yeah, it is. That's right. If we don't do this, it's all Russia's fault. It
probably is Russia's fault. Okay.
Yeah, it probably is.
All right.
All right. What else do I have? American workers aren't feeling appreciated for what they do, with 63% saying that's nearly 2/3 if you didn't know, saying in a new survey of 2,000 people they feel unappreciated by their employer on a daily basis. What are they supposed to do every day? You are so valuable. You are
so good looking.
One of the best employees. You've got a great head of hair.
Look, you got a job.
You've got a radio voice that women just die for.
Oh God, please.
I mean, can't you even? It's just unbelievable. When asked how employers could improve, 35% said that they'd like recognition in the form of perks, bonuses, or a recognition program.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath.
What the hell? And finally, in Jen's news, Jussie Smollett. He got 5 months in the Who's Gal.
He deserves it.
Yeah. He's waking up today behind bars. By the time you guys see this, it'll be a
few days.
Yeah, a few days, right? Behind bars this morning after Judge James Lynn sentenced him to 150 days in jail and 30 months of felony probation. In addition, he was fined $25,000 and ordered to pay more than $120,000 in restitution. Here's what I want to ask you.
Liar.
Yeah. Wow. When he was going to get carted off, he's yelling, "I'm not suicidal. So if anything happens to me, I want you to know that. I'm not suicidal. So just know that." I guess the implication is if you're gay and popular or an actor or something, then you're a bigger target.
I guess.
I mean, we did see Shawshank Redemption.
We saw
what happened to Andy Dufresne. So
that activity is going to go over real well with his soon-to-be roommates, if you know what I'm saying.
But the thing is, remember how this was on TV? You couldn't get away with it.
Yeah, it's the big story du jour.
Nothing live from court. Nothing live from court. I went everywhere searching yesterday, and it was live updates.
Well, maybe
there was nothing honed in.
No, but maybe the level of court that this was being heard in doesn't allow that. I don't know.
I don't know what
I don't know.
Well, you had.
Nor do I care.
Well, but see, that's exactly why I say this, because everybody was tuned in 2 years ago because it was a huge deal.
Right.
And now it's blink, it's over. Who? Jussie Smollett. But just so you know, he's the guy that said that a bunch of white guys put a noose around his neck, beat him up, and they had MAGA hats on, and they were screaming, "This is MAGA country! This is MAGA country! Make America great again." So
turned out to be a big lie.
Yeah, and one last thought on this. I mean, the thing about it, this drove such a wedge between black and white Americans. I mean, as if we need anything else to do that.
True.
And just to make up crap like this and to stir the pot, I think 150 days is far too lenient. I would have liked to see him go to jail for a year or two, but hey, I'm just Jen.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you today.
Major League Baseball, they have a new agreement on a...
Hurry up, we might run out of space.
A working deal. That's what's on my mind. And spring training began already by the time this thing dropped. They do think they're going to get 162 games in this year, the entire season. So if you're a Major League Baseball lover, you love baseball, and it's there for escapism, and you can overlook the fact that they're both whores. Both sides are a bunch of whores. Then enjoy. I'll probably still tune in. Will I buy a ticket to a game? Probably not. Probably not, because I don't think I can afford it.
If it's given to me. How are you going to pay for gas?
Yeah, there's another thing too. Yeah.
That's $200 gas day. You can't even buy a hot dog if you go to a ball game.
So we'll get into the details of Major League Baseball and the agreement at another time.
Yeah.
And you're a big nostalgia fan, and I found a story for you. If you want to use it, it's right the top one that's right there.
Oh,
See?
oh yes.
And while I put this on.
Well, yeah, nostalgia, guys, may cure headaches and reduce pain, which is why if you're looking for an escape, you should check out Ron and Jen's Great Escape Facebook page, because a lot of what we post is just old nostalgia stuff, memories, stuff that brings back great memories.
Like this accordion.
Yeah. Curing your headaches may be as simple as a trip down memory lane or checking out our Facebook page. Researchers from the Chinese Academy of Sciences in Beijing found that looking at old pictures and videos helped reduce headache pain. Scientists used a heat generator to expose study participants to levels of pain. They found that pain levels decreased when people were shown childhood images, and those images included photos of their old cartoons, schoolyard games, and popular candy. So they had this hot light on their face, but it didn't burn as bad when they saw pictures of candy that they were eating.
It doesn't sting. I've got candy.
What the hell? I mean, are you kidding?
Candy.
Anyway, this study noted that the scientific reason for the pain reduction is unclear, but they suspect it triggers an area of the brain that reduces the feeling of pain, and that's why you should check out our Facebook page and our radio show.
Yes,
an internet and radio show.
You can hear it every Friday, 2 to 4 p.m., 1540 AM, WADK 101.1 FM, and streaming everywhere. And that's at WADK.com. And follow our commentary piece in RINewsToday.com each and every Wednesday. Be nice to each other, particularly at the pump.
Just try.
You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.